Originally, I wasn't going to do this video because I had planned specifically today to do something else. I had planned to do one of the videos I said I was going to do, which was talk a little bit about Transformers Robots in Disguise, that show that's currently going on at the moment, and see, well, not just see, but just talk about how the show is going at the moment, for me at least. But with what's happened yesterday, I feel as though this is worth talking about today, because otherwise, it might just not come up again, and I feel as though now is the best time to bring it up. Hey everybody, Sam here, those on Scorpion for back again for another video, and it's been a while, I know, etc. Today, I'm talking about something that's occurred yesterday. As you can pretty much already read from the title below, it is pretty much what it says on the tin. The last, or in this case, the final auto assembly is happening this year. Christ. It's kind of depressed me a little bit regarding how this has gone down. Because the news came up yesterday regarding that this year's auto assembly will be the last auto assembly in total to bring it all to a close. And, you know, since yesterday I've seen people on Facebook talking about it from up, down, left, right, and center, and seeing the Transformers YouTube Facebook community group just being flooded with news regarding this, and everyone reflecting their own feelings, how they feel about this. And I don't know how to really react to this. I mean, it's just it feels weird, and at the same time it just feels like a part of not just my life, but a part of everyone else's lives is coming to a close because of this. And I don't know how to react to that. I mean, it's... How do you react to something like this? I mean, you just don't imagine something like this has been going on for such a long time, just coming to an end. I mean, especially considering that going back to the very beginning, when auto assembly started in 2000, when it was just 30 people, and now it's lasted for about 15 years, and it's reached its highest point, and you just don't imagine it coming to an end. I mean, because I saw, I recently watched Tony Thrustle's, Samurai vs. G1's video regarding this, and how he is reflecting on this. And you know, Tony, if you're watching, I honestly can sympathize with you, and with anyone else regarding this feeling. By this point, I think it should be important to really talk about what auto assembly means to us, to everyone else who's been going the longest. Because I've probably beat you over the head by saying this a couple of times, that I've been going to auto assembly for quite a while. I first went in 2003, when I was in my early teens. I think it was probably when I was about, like, 13 years old. 13 or 14, I really can't remember that far back. But it's... Yeah, I mean, from there, it used to... Okay, from 2003 to 2008, it was mostly about the toys. That's the main reason why I went. And even in 2008, I started meeting people a little bit more and interacting with them a little bit more. And from 2009 onwards, it was always about the people. The people, for me, and for so many people, really meant something. Especially when we were staying at the Holiday Inn a while ago, back when auto assembly was being held at the Holiday Inn back in 2009, 2011. Yes, and with considering that the Holiday Inn had a balcony, and the balcony was where the friendships really began for a lot of people, and really where we all like intermingled and connected with one another. And by this point now, I think it should be worth mentioning that auto assembly really isn't about just buying toys or about meeting the guests anymore. I mean, there are many ways to really describe a convention-going experience. If you're going for for anything, it's for different reasons, one way or the other. But for me and so many people from 2009 onwards, it's always been about the people. The people, I think, are more important than lumps of plastic. And not to say that lumps of plastic are bad, but at the same time they come second, people come first. At least that's how I've seen it anyway. And with this big news now coming up and really hitting us deeper into our subconsciousness, it really feels just unsettling to really imagine. And and after looking into more research regarding this and why it's being cancelled, or why it's coming to an end, health reasons, and that's totally understandable. I mean, for Simon and Trish and Billy and everybody else that's put their blood, sweat, and tears into making AutoAssembly what it is, it feels, I would say natural. It feels really appropriate to bring this to an end, because running a convention for them and running a convention for anyone can take a lot of wind out of you. I mean, especially when you put so much hard work and energy and effort and money and time and consideration into making a convention what it is. And when you've been doing it for so many years, it starts to weigh you down a little bit. And I can't speak for the people who run AutoAssembly, but from the way it looks, it starts to take a toll on your health. It starts to take a toll on your life. It starts to take a toll on your free time. And by doing that, it really after a while just makes you just like bleh. It just drains your energy completely out of you by the end of the day, and the first thing you want to do is just like sleep. And that's a very relatable thing. I mean, when you come home from work and the first thing you want to do is just like go to bed because you're so tired. So with all that being said, I mean, I highly respect this decision of wanting to bring it to an end, and at the same time take this time to really focus on just getting things back under what they are, and getting life back under control and being a little bit more relaxed and chilled out. And at the same time, just looking back on the success that you've had in making this convention what it is. And it's really weird. I mean, it's depressing to think about. Especially when you consider the fact that for such a long time, for me, AutoAssembly has been pretty much the holiday of going to Birmingham and buying shit. But at the same time, though, apart from buying the toys, the people are more important. I mean, because I can speak for pretty much everybody here who's been going to AutoAssembly for a while now. AutoAssembly is the biggest social hype of the year in this fandom, involved in this whole community, as it's called, and to imagine that something like this is going to go. I mean, okay, so your first instinct would be, okay, so that convention is now gone. There might be another convention just around the corner, and so we might try and recapture that feeling again. I know that people are talking about Roll Out Roll Call, which I've never been to, but I mean, that's another possibility. But at the same time, though, I mean, everyone is talking about it now. Even I was kind of mentioning it on the Facebook group. But before we think anything else regarding what we do from there on, when all this begins to unwind and then come to a grinding halt, I think the more important thing we should remember is to consider the fact that AutoAssembly has done a lot for us, and we have done a lot for it. Especially considering that we have been going to this convention for so many years and just enjoying the social interactions, the social buzz, the guest panels, and all the people that have gone, and everything else involved. With this happening, it feels as though I'm losing a friend that I've known for almost my whole life, and it just feels weird, and it kind of really makes you wonder what you do from there. I mean, what do we do when we hit the bottom of the barrel with all this? I mean, nothing lasts forever, So I think the best thing to really consider, I mean, with everyone who's put hard work into making this convention what it is, I don't think, and I really don't know if this is actually going to be a thing or not, I don't think that there can ever be anything to replace Auto Assembly in regards to the hard work, and I literally mean the hard work of making this convention what it is. Organizing all the toy people involved, and organizing the guests, and organizing the venue, and organizing the room space, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, and also as well to consider this as well. I mean, if you haven't been going, and if you've only been going like once or twice, then I think now more than ever, would be the best time to really consider going to Auto Assembly and experiencing what you may or may not have missed. Because you might not get that social feeling, you might not get that convention enjoyment experience again for a while. Because I think that there's something about Auto Assembly that really, it brings everyone, it pretty much puts all the problems aside, life, home, school, all that shit. It puts all those problems at one end, and inside the center of all this, we are all joined together, and we are all brought together under common interest that we can all talk and argue about and enjoy on many different layers. And even if you're not a Transformers fan, it's still worth going to just meet the people that you've gained a friendship with, because that's the best way to really see it as. Regardless of how everybody else feels about Auto Assembly, I mean, everyone has their own different views on certain things. But yeah, I'm kind of. It's hard to say. It's hard to pick the right words to say what you're going to say about something that you have been involved in for such a long time. So, and that's especially considering when everyone who has gone to these things has taken footage, taken pictures, taken afterthoughts, shown their stuff, and just given a full detailed synopsis on how much you've enjoyed this convention. It shows a great deal about what you are involved in. No, sorry, I'll go back on that a second. It shows you a great deal detail more about what you have gained from Auto Assembly and what you gain from when you leave the convention. So it's not just going there to buy toys, even if that's what people want to go in there. Even though that's what people want to go there for to do, especially. But for me, it's always been about the people. And now that it's, I know that I'm talking about this now in March, depending on when you're watching this, but, yeah, it's kind of bummed me out a little bit. But, you know what, I respect the decision of the people involved who want to make this convention the best that it is. And at the same time, I respect the choices made by Simon and Trish and everyone involved in making, in pretty much just now winding down on the last year of Auto Assembly, saying that this is where the hammer comes down. This is where the curtain falls. This is where everything ends. Or does it? That's something to consider. I really don't know. I'm just thinking of ways to be positive about this. But at the same time, though, it's good to dwell on the positives before thinking about what we're going to do from there. Because remember one thing: when it's August and when we are all leaving our houses to go to Birmingham to be brought together by this one convention, remember that we are all there for one reason. And that's to enjoy ourselves, to have fun, to buy toys, to meet people, and to just party hard. Party hard and enjoy yourselves. That's the best way that's the best way I can think of to describe this. So, yeah, what's the best way to say this? What's the way to bring this video to an end? It's early, but at the same time, I'm feeling very melancholy about it, and I really wanted to express how I felt about this, because it's weird. But, you know, for Auto Assembly, I'm looking forward to when the convention happens again for the last time, because this will be my 12th one. I've been going to these for 12 years. 12 fucking years. That's amazing. Yeah, let's raise some hell. Let's make this convention a fantastic experience one last time. Let's bring our A game to this convention. Let's bring something to make this the last convention the best one that we will ever have. And that's all I can say regarding that.